it's in China or somewhere. There's a new strain supposedly. If you do enough research, you can tell this is definitely man enhanced. And then I was just about to look up that it is July 12th, 2020. So anyways, I'll read this one. A new strain of pneumonia has emerged in cities, Chinese officials have warned. The Central Asian country has ridiculed the report. I suppose because they cried woof with the first virus, half the people aren't going to believe it when the real thing is released. I think the first virus, I remember real quick, one of the scientists that was involved with that research had put out there on a tweet or somewhere publicly that it wasn't finished yet. And he was kind of in a panic about it. It sounded like they were expecting it to be more lethal, but they weren't done working on it, and it got released too soon or something. And then I don't know if he died or not, but everybody censored us. Our government let China take over our information flow. So we have no idea from there, but that always stuck with me that he said that. Why would he say that? So I'm guessing they finished the real virus, the one they planned on releasing, and this one could actually be deadly. We knew the first one had been diluted or thwarted or something. We kind of had some clues that they weakened it in some way or did something. I'm not sure. But we knew that it was more like a practice round or an exercise. At least that's how they used it to their advantage, was to learn how to prepare for the real thing. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was real, but it was really mild. Anyways, this one is supposed to be much more deadly and a higher mortality rate. Coincidentally, every time they have a rally or they open schools back up and cut off the funding that they're trying to steal from the schools, all of a sudden the virus pops back up. So, of course it's suspicious, but that does not mean it can't be real. It might be a scam coming from, criminal groups. It's biowarfare. There's a reason they're waging it on us. So we have to call it out for what it is, and at the same time, we still have to take all the necessary precautions. So I don't think we should take this one so lightly, as we all, when you gloat and you mock people and you laugh at people for something they did that was really stupid, they're going to go out of their way to do a better job the next time. And so I have a feeling whoever our Nazi communists were behind putting this virus out there. So you have the Chinese embassy in Kazakhstan warned its citizens on Thursday of an unidentified strain of pneumonia after a significant rise in cases in June. The mortality rate of the disease is much higher than that of pneumonia caused by the novel coronavirus. It said on its official WeChat social media account, the Chinese embassy described the virus as unknown, according to the Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post. Okay, so that was out of the South China Morning Post in Hong Kong. The health institutions in the Central Asian country were working on identifying the reasons behind the sudden surge in cases. Kazakhstan, however, dismissed the claim by China's embassy as fake news, which I'm pretty sure Kazakhstan is part of the fake side, but I could be wrong. I don't know much about them. The information published by some Chinese media regarding a new kind of pneumonia in Kazakhstan is incorrect, the ministry said. Well, as of today, last night, first it said a new one popped up in Texas, and then just a little bit ago it said in Arizona, and now I'm seeing this in Kazakhstan. They're dismissing it by October, so we'll see how that plays out, I guess. The information published by some Chinese media regarding a new kind of pneumonia in Kazakhstan is incorrect, the ministry said. Numbers of bacterial, fungal, and viral pneumonia infections, which also included cases of unclear causes, were in line with the World Health Organization guidelines, reported Reuters news agency citing the ministry. Chinese embassy warns citizens. Shymkent since mid-June. Shymkent is 1,500 kilometers or 930 miles southeast from the regional capital of Atayuru, while the distance between Atayuru and Aktobe is 330 kilometers, 205 miles. Pneumonia in Kazakhstan had killed 1,772 people in the first half of the year. 1 month out of all that time, huh? Anyways, and how come? I'm not going to ask too many questions here. Including a number of Chinese citizens, the Chinese embassy said. On Tuesday, state news agency Kazinform reported an increase in cases of pneumonia in the former Soviet Republic. In June, more than twice the same period in 2019. The Chinese embassy in Kazakhstan urged Chinese nationals in the country to step up prevention to lower the infection risks. Well, there's nothing wrong with being cautious, whatever you believe. I don't think that should require closing down the economy, though. Struggling to contain the virus, Kazakhstan imposed its second lockdown this week in a bid to control the spread of coronavirus. The latest figures show almost 55,000 COVID recorded infections, including 264 deaths. The number of new cases rose on Thursday in a daily record of 1,962. So I guess all we can do is watch and see if it's the real deal this time, or if they're just skewing the numbers again like they did before. Are they using this as a way to eliminate the weak, the elderly, and try to reduce the population by reducing people who cost more than they contribute? Or are they using it to quiet down people who have been knowledgeable of their corruption? I don't think that China lied about the number of virus deaths. I think they told the truth. They just didn't tell the truth about what everybody else died from. They reported a low number of deaths compared to what we know died. But that doesn't mean that all those other people died of the COVID. I think it means that they're executing their own people. And if you listen to Amazing Polly, her video talks about the Nazis helped China create a population control system, and this is part of that system. There's various other things they got too that they are using, and that's why you see all this really messed up stuff going on out there. And I think Pompeo just gave them the go-ahead to help themselves by handing Hong Kong over to China and taking away Hong Kong's defenses. So, I don't know. I think that this is, it's a multi-purpose project that's being intentionally put out there. And we absolutely need to do what we can to stop it, but at the same time, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be careful. Take extra measures to keep your distance from people. But I don't think that doing a lockdown is necessary. I think that's foolish, and it will actually make people weaker, their immune system's weaker to the viruses and stuff. You need to be out there forming the antibodies as the virus evolves. I would think your body's antibodies would evolve too. So if you suddenly get hit, with the virus and you've been hiding from it the whole time, you haven't been building up any antibodies, and it's going to hit you extra hard. I would think, but I'm not a scientist. I'm just somebody in my backyard at home looking at the news. But if that makes any sense, it's a weaker virus. You're going to develop antibodies. It might hit you in a mild way like a cold or a flu. And as it evolves, it's going to hit you harder. But if you've already been adapting to it, you'll already have the ability to create the antibodies and endure the symptoms, I'm sure. Unless you're weak or vulnerable or something, in which case maybe ask your doctor for preventative measures so you don't take that risk. I don't know. But something's got to be done. I don't understand why the people in the WHO and the CDC still have their jobs. They should be arrested, investigated, charged, and replaced with people that have good intentions. They're Nazis, and I'm dead serious. That is the whole program that they work with is the Nazis. They developed the program. They inserted themselves into all of our countries, institutions, pharmaceuticals, science up in a big way, and they're big on science and eugenics and stuff. They say that they're fighting for a good thing to get the funding for that worthy cause, like AIDS or whatever, and then they use the funding to perform dirty experiments on the population and various other things. And it was a literal plan put in place by the Nazis, by the Germans. They used them. And so, anyways, I think everybody needs to move carefully, but don't give them a win by allowing your country to be locked down. You have to refuse to allow that, because that portion of it is also designed to help the criminals stay in hiding, I would think. Anybody that's got warrants out for their arrests and stuff. And also to, more importantly, they want to tear apart our economies and rebuild them the way that they think they should run. And one of the ways of doing that is to just create riots and destruction. And if everybody's out of the way, it's much easier to do that. And then the total devastation it has on having to close up the country and close all your businesses forces everybody to take out loans that they want you to take out. Ultimately, it'll be from the New World Bank that they just opened in Africa. And the goal is to get us permanently indebted to those other countries and that bank so that they can control how our country runs. This has been something the Germans put in place, worked with America, China, I don't know, whoever else. Right after the Second World War, they put all these steps in place to lead up to today, to what we see happening today. So the biowarfare is probably real, and it probably is going to kill a bunch of people, and if it doesn't kill you, well, they'll use it as an excuse to get rid of people they see as a problem under the disguise of the virus, or wearing masks and hiding their identities, or whatever they can do. So, I don't know. I'm sure they're going to cut off our information flow at some point, so I just pray to God everybody is on the same page by then. Let me pull up a couple more articles on that subject matter, and I will return. I just wanted to add a quick correction. When I read the article, I thought that it said October 7th, 2020, so I